This might sound really silly, but this feels very vulnerable to be filming the back of my head. For the longest time, I've been one of those people that just says the back of my hair is none of my business. And it's partly because, well, obviously you can't see it, so you don't really care as much. But it's also because I was a little self conscious about how bare it looks back there. Partly because my hair is fine and then it's low density on top of that. And then I just found out that I am part of the Cowlick community or double crown cowlick. I had no idea that this was a thing, and it makes so much sense. And it actually hit me recently when I was looking at my hair blown out, and it was probably about 3 days in, and it was starting to get a little bit greasy by the roots. And it was just like after sleeping, and I woke up in the back of my head, it just looked like a big bald spot. So thin back there. And I don't even know how this came up on my TikTok where I saw this video and I thought, oh my gosh, this is my hair. This is what always happens to my hair. And it's especially obvious after sleeping because you're just pressing down on it. Basically, it's like the way that your hair grows, right? So most of us have that little, you know, it's kind of like is it like a spiral or whatever, where your hair is growing from, right? The crown of your head. But if you have double, so if you have another one, it can very much look like a bald spot. And so your hair is going in a direction where it kind of looks, wide, especially if it's fine and low density. Low density means it's not dense. There's not a lot of hair to begin with. So if you have that on top of having this cowlick at the back of your head, it is so hard to make that section look full without like intentionally trying to do stuff while you're styling it. And I never used to try. I just, would just do my hair, whatever, blah, blah, blah. When it was dry, take an Afro pick and, do my thing, lift the roots. My hair right now actually is a little example because I haven't lifted the roots yet. So I need to do that. But I decided to try, and I didn't put a lot of effort this morning because I was rushing, but I put a little clipper there just to see if that did anything. And then I'm going to try it more intentionally, probably for future videos. And then I'm going to try it with my hair blown out as well and actually try and see if in the styling process, if that makes a difference, if I can actually manipulate it enough to kind of, disrupt that pattern of where it automatically lays flat and goes in the different directions and leaving it bare in the middle. So maybe we can look at this together. I just wanted to make a video because the moment I found this and I searched it on TikTok. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube, so I will check after this. I saw so many videos of people that had the exact same thing. And it's so funny because many of you will come across my videos and I will see comments that say, I've never seen anyone with my hair type before, and like how exciting it is. And I get it. I understood that. That's why I started having, these videos many years ago because I never saw it. And to be honest, it's still hard to find fine, low density hair videos. But to find this last night, like the double crown thing, and realizing that all these people have it as well, and I did not even realize this was like a thing. Wow. I now know what it feels like for some of you to find me for the first time. It is so exciting to see that this exists and someone else is going through the same stuff as you. So, anyways, I will show you how I, get the volume happening with the Afro pick and intentionally try to cover that spot at the back and see what I can do to maintain that. Because I feel like I've just now unlocked a whole new world with this. I'm not, not I know that sounds crazy, but this is something that for the longest time I just thought was, you know, it is what it is. Can't do much about it. Sometimes I would take a little shadow, like eyeshadow, blah, blah, spot it in there if it was looking like really obvious. But now I feel like I can do things to maybe actually hide it intentionally. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's give this a go. So while my hair was wet, I actually took those two little clips and I clipped it where the big spot would be. So I put it right in the middle there so that it wouldn't just naturally part, because normally it would just naturally part and create this big opening space, which was the cowlick that you could see. But by closing it up while it was a bit damp or wet this morning, my thought process is that it would cover it a little bit more, but we're gonna see because I didn't really put any kind of setting spray or anything there. I just did water. So this is all a little trial and error and a learning curve, but we'll see. So what I'm doing right now is I took out the clips and I'm actually gonna comb upwards first and then let it come down. I just remembered I do have a product. It was gifted to me. It is by K18 and it's supposed to be for like lifting your roots. So I'm gonna get that really quick. So it's called the Astrolift Reparative Volume Spray. I imagine there's like all different types of maybe root sprays and volume and texturizer and different things. And as I embark on this little journey, I will try different things to see what's the most effective. But I just remembered I had this, and so it feels like it would might make sense for this. Can you do it on dry hair? Yeah, it can be on dry hair. Okay, let's give it a go. Kind of smells like men's cologne, but in a good way, like a nice kind of scent, actually. A little masculine too. That is a nice scent. I don't know what that is. That's nice. Maybe not masculine. I don't know. I really like that. This might sound really silly, but this feels very vulnerable to be filming the back of my head. It is something I do not enjoy doing because of all those spots. So just know I'm doing this for the greater good of us to help each other out. Okay, let's get more volume happening now. By the way, since we're here, maybe this will be a hair vlog where we're just chatting with stuff. So, a little tip for you, if you ever style your hair, take a long time to style your hair, maybe you're trying a new product or you just got a little bit heavy-handed. If you find that your hair ends up a little bit on the greasy side, rather than washing it all over again, give it a try. This is what I did yesterday because I tried a product that I hadn't really used before. It was a cream, and I was also using the bounce curl brush, so I was really going in sections and it looked really defined but felt greasy to the touch. It was a Bumble and Bumble defining cream. And I think I just put too much because I wasn't really familiar with the product. Anyway, I woke up this morning as expected, took off my bonnet, and was pretty greasy feeling. So all I did was wet my entire head, restyle it, no other products. I didn't wash it with shampoo or anything, just water. And look at it. Look at that. And this is something I do fairly often if I ever feel like my hair is just didn't turn out how I wanted it to. It's not giving me volume because there's just too much product on it. Literally, I just wet the whole head. I use a spray bottle, the misting spray bottle. I go all the way through, and then I just use the bounce curl again, and then scrunched it and let it air dry. And it turned out really good. It's almost to the point that I'm wondering if this be a technique for low density hair, where you pre-style it and then wet it the next day and then it looks amazing and you don't have to add any product. Let me think on that. Anyway, let's continue. This is so good that I'm going to pause for a second and I'm going to film a short video explaining that little hack because what? Are you seeing this? Hold up. I am back. It's a lot later. I actually have to decide between two hairstyles for tomorrow. I'm either going to wash my hair and do a blowout, which means fun because I can film it, And honestly, it doesn't take that long. One of the perks with having thin hair is that certain hairstyles just do not, most hairstyles do not take that long. We gotta look at the perks, because a lot of times we're like, you know, comparing ourselves to people with thick, luscious hair. It can be a downer. So at least our hair doesn't take super long to do certain things, especially wash days. Anyway, or plan B is I was going to do maybe a half wig tomorrow. But in any case, before I decide, I thought I would show you the half wig. My hair's a mess now. I was playing with my kids. Let me show you the half wig, because the half wig is great for anyone that, maybe you do have that issue at the back of your head and you just feel self conscious about it to the point that you don't want to be trying any hacks or nothing works and you need something to cover it. There are two actually options that I would recommend. If you have a lot of that, exposed scalp at the top of your head, you may want to look into a topper. I didn't even know that was a thing until maybe about a year ago. It's actually called a topper, and it's pretty much like the top of your hairstyle, some like a part. And I've mostly seen them with bangs. I actually don't know if they sell them. I'm sure they exist without bangs. And you literally clip it on top, and it's supposed to like blend in with your hair. Now, I've only seen them really with straight hairstyles. I would have to look and see if they have curly ones. They may exist, but I have noticed that when things are a little bit more unique online, um, they tend to be a bit more expensive. Whereas if it's very popular, in demand, you can get cheaper versions. And for something like that, where you're not too sure if you're gonna like it, I always like trying. Might check like at Amazon to see if I can find a little cheap one to see how I like it. I do that with clip and bangs. And then if it's something I would really like or I know what suits me, then I might invest in a more expensive one. For example, I've had synthetic half wigs in the past. That did its job for a bit, but I wanted to invest in something a little bit better quality that I knew I was going to wear a lot. And so I did get one that is human hair, and also it allowed me to dye it because I changed my hair a lot. And so I did dye it recently to match this current color. So let me introduce you to her. Just bleached it. I use Schwarzkopf. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Blonde Me. It's a type of bleach, and I always have great results using that. So it is this kind of ginger mixed with light brown and kind of darker brown tones that is working with my current color. You don't want any, you don't want to lose any more hair, right? And so you want to make sure when you are applying this to your hair, putting it on your head, that you're not putting it in a position where it's going to have a lot of tension at your crown or your edges are getting pulled. We want to preserve as much hair as possible. Now, I do have bangs, and so my styling process might be a little bit different than someone that doesn't have bangs. A lot of people style their hair where their leave out is brushed backward, getting mostly your hairline showing, and then the rest is your hair. Normally, I would do a neater job, but I'm just doing this quickly to show you guys. But so this is about the amount of leave out I would have out. I don't even show that much of the side. It's usually covered. So the tiniest bit is left out there, and then the front as well. It's not a whole bunch of bang, it's just a little bit, and same with the other side. I have noticed that the closer to the top I go, the less pulling feeling I have. So I used to have it a little bit further back and more bang for blending, but I've come to realize it actually looks quite fine being right up at the front. You can find one with a drawstring. That's even better too, because that helps you to secure it, to adjust it to your head size without having to do too much with the comb. And I did cut some pieces a bit shorter in the front, and I bring them forward to kind of blend in with the bangs right now. To be honest, this could do with a little bit of a refresh. It's a bit messy right now, but again, I'm just giving you the general idea of the halfway concept. So it's on. It is blending really quite well. I will use a mousse, and this mousse in particular is a thickening foam. So then maybe it's not a mousse, it's a foam. But anyway, and this one has biotin, I believe. This is for like thicker, fuller hairs from Rizzo's Curls. And if you could find a product that is good for, you know, edges in your hairline and make that your styling product, I think that's just an extra bonus because you really want to make sure you're not ruining your hairline for the sake of a hairstyle. So I will blend with this sometimes and pretty much just refresh my hair. Sometimes I'll even do like a twist out in the front and then undo it together so that it's mixed into my hair with the wig. But honestly, I think the messier it looks is kind of more realistic as well. And if as long as you have a really good color match, regardless of whatever color it is, I swear it looks realistic. Just want to share that really quickly. You can find halfway. This one is by a brand. I think it's called Frodeo Hair or for. I will leave it down below if I can. I can't if I can find a link for it. I will leave it down below. But you can find synthetic ones, as I mentioned, on Amazon. There's a bunch. There's a website. I think it's called hairsisters.com and Ebony Line. I haven't used these in years, but I used to get them from there years ago. But if you also, as I mentioned, wanted to dye it, then you got to go human hair. I am rambling. Sorry, guys. I am rambling. Anyway, did want to show you this. I hope you don't mind a really long vlog talking about hair. But so I got to go wash my hair because I actually think I am going to go with the blowout. Wait a minute. Actually, this is super cute. Actually, no. You know what? I am going to wash this hair tonight and let it air dry overnight, and I'll probably just refresh the bangs in the morning and rock this tomorrow. Give myself a little break from the heat from the blow up. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this long chatty hair vlog. If you did, let me know because I don't mind talking to you about hair. If you are not on Instagram, you can see all that short form content or over on you over on YouTube Shorts. I have a little toddler at my feet right now. I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.